Thank you to Preserve Gold for being a sponsor of our Newsmax podcasts. Thinking about investing in physical gold or silver but not sure who you should trust? The folks at Preserve Gold are the perfect partner and highly rated for all your precious metal needs. Text the word DAILY to 50505 and get up to $10,000 in free gold and silver, and to learn more today from Preserve Gold.
Good morning and welcome to the Newsmax Daily Podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 14th, and my name is Kay Smythe, filling in for the incredible Tony Marino this week while he's out on vacation. Tony, we miss you. Again, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kay Smythe, and my day job is actually as news and commentary writer for the Daily Caller, which means I'm basically paid to hurl my opinion. But today I'm going to pivot a little bit from my traditional rant, and I'm going to let my good friend Carl Higbie, you can check him out on Carl Higbie's Frontline between 5 and 6 every single night. We're going to listen to Carl Higbie hurl his opinion today on a chap named Joe Scarborough, who, from what I understand, is one of your guys out here in America's television personalities. He really does have a face for radio. And then next we're going to talk about, or Carl's going to talk about, Nancy Pelosi, who I believe was made in the same lab that Frankenstein made his original monster. May have actually been the original monster. And then the one that we read about in the book obviously came later. That was his sort of like second attempt there. But he really hit it out the park with Pelosi and her creepy little husband. Anyway, I'm going to let Newsmax's own Carl Higbie take the rest of this one for you, because otherwise I'm just going to get way more childish.
America is a constitutional republic with democratically elected people, where the majority of votes are calculated by a constitutional process that dictates who represents us. This is not hard. But according to this White House, to big tech and big corporate media and the World Economic Forum and some of these other globalist elites, your vote is a nuisance to them. It's just standing in the way of what they call real progress. It is no better illustrated than the former Republican Joe Scarborough on his Morning Joe show on MSNBC this morning. Democracy itself is, in fact, a threat to democracy.
This year, you're not just voting for a Republican. It's a vote for a candidate who doesn't believe in the most basic principles of American democracy. And we could get on the list, but I really don't want to waste my breath on it. It's a vote, actually, for somebody that does not subscribe to the most basic precepts of American democracy against a candidate who does.
Based on what? And I love his sentiment there, because we're all just too stupid to know any better. Gavin Newsom actually came out in court and said exactly this, that voters don't have the, quote, capacity to be allowed to vote on tax issues and tax hikes. Really, Gavin Newsom? We're too stupid to handle money. You took your state from a $98 billion surplus to a $73 billion deficit in 17 months. And you think we don't have the capacity? Or what? And Nancy Pelosi at the Oxford Union debate illustrated this perfectly.
Of these poor souls who are looking for some answers. We've given them to them, but they're blocked by some of their views on guns. They have the 3 Gs, guns, gays, God, that would be a woman's right to choose. And the cultural issues cloud some of their reception of an argument that really is in their interest.
The contempt, I mean, like, lady, you don't know what's best for us. We know what's best for us. And this goes for taxes, too. And if you think otherwise, you're the poor soul, Nancy Pelosi, or probably actually don't have any soul at all. These elites, though, are trying to make you think that what you see and what you feel and what we hear is not the case, and you should just blindly follow. Just shut up, just heed the advice of the establishment, or the other guy, in this case Trump, is going to destroy everything. And you know what? That may have worked before you had information at the rate of a fire hose via social media, which is why they're trying to censor it. Look, you had 4 years, Nancy Pelosi, with your guy. If your policies were so star-spangled awesome, you wouldn't need to smear Trump. People would just be clamoring to vote for you, but they're not. Because people woke up. And you want to know why these same elites are freaking out? That's why. That right there. Because Donald Trump just turned out almost 100,000 people to a rally in a state that Joe Biden won by 16 points last cycle. What kind of people were there, you ask? Normal people. And Democrats are absolutely terrified. And since bazillion BS indictments didn't work, the Russia collusion case was a total joke, and everything they threw at him since has not seemed to dissuade the average American. In fact, it's made him more popular. Dare I say, a populist. Something that Barack Obama once hailed as a great thing when he was declared such. Interesting.
So apparently, all of you voters, you guys can probably tell by my accent that I am not a voter. Maybe one day I am marrying a redneck coming up here in the next couple of months. But apparently all you voters are stupid, which we all know isn't true. You and I know it's not true, but all your politicians and quite frankly, a lot of people who program and choose what's going to be on your television sets, obviously not here in Newsmax, but all these politicians and all these people who choose what goes on your television and that you're exposed to every day, they think you're stupid. They really do. Trust me, I work in news media. Most of the people in charge of this place, and when I say this place, I mean the entire industry, they think that you're stupid. Now, I live out here in real America, and quite frankly, pretty much everyone at Newsmax that I know personally lives out here in real America. And it's one of the only reasons that I still work with Newsmax is that it's the one go-to spot where we're not going to dumb down information for you. Because information, knowing the right thing can save lives. Knowing the right thing is, God, that sounded like something Kamala Harris would say, didn't it? Oh my gosh, now I feel stupid. Maybe we are dumb. Anyway, I feel like I need to move on from this, because if you really want to hear something dumb, let's talk about some of the phrases these young kids are using, because they're going to make you actually feel dumb. I'm sorry. That was... I think I caught you guys with that one. Anyway, let's listen to Chris Plante on The Right Squad. And, just listen, because this is one of the silliest things you'll hear all day.
Are you fire or just basic? Do you have drip? Say what? If you have no idea what I'm talking about here, you are absolutely not alone. A survey from Talker Research shows that most Americans feel they stop being cool at the age of 39, while 49% feel out of touch with the latest trends. When it comes to modern slang, most people have no idea what their kids are saying most of the time, with just 40% keeping up with the trendy lingo, the latest lingo that their kids are slinging around the house. 35% say they have no idea who the hottest celebrities are right now, and 32% feel they're out of touch with the latest fashion trends. Fashion trends indeed. And so, I was reading this earlier, and I thought, if you turn 39 and you think you're not cool anymore, you weren't cool in the first place.
Well, I'm not there yet, but I will say this. Don't laugh. Why are you laughing? I will say that's fire, Chris.
Yeah, that's
fire. And also, you know what I know about Taylor Swift? I know that she has tried to have a gag order and silence and squash the young man who's tracked all of her jet flights, her private jet flights, all across this nation, because she's actually burning up fuel, and while she's crusading for the environment. Last but not least, when I told my children I am really cool, they told me anyone who has to say they're cool is not cool, Mommy. And I said, I know who the inks are, and they're like, what? And I spelled it out, and they're like, Mommy, that's in excess.
Yeah, well,
when you have right now, I have 5 girls, but really 3 teenage daughters. You're forced into being cool because they teach you all the latest trends, and you just got to listen and take it all in. But I don't need to be cool. I just, I just want to keep up with what we're not. Keeping up with the schlaps instead of keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, well, you're 19, so you have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. See, he didn't laugh at you. That's age discrimination.
The truth is, if you turn 39 and think you're not cool anymore, you weren't cool when you were 38 or 28.
Totally agree with you, and I got to shout out my cousins, Nina and Annabelle, who are both in high school, big fans of this show, and amongst the many young people who watch this. And they teach me words like no cap, bussin', riz, and they're going to be so embarrassed when they watch the show tonight that I just said those things.
Excellent. Well, you're pretty much over the hill.
Yeah, no, I recognize that. But I think the most uncool thing you can do is try to be cool.
Yeah, that's what I say. If you have to say you're cool,
just
you're
be
not.
who you are, say what you say.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing my uncles and they'd be like, hey, what's happening? And it just was cool, even though it was slang from the 70s. And so I think just be who you are and it'll come across cool.
I remember my daddy walking in the room when Elton John was playing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and asking, what's this rubbish? And I remember saying, this is like Bing Crosby now.
Yeah, that's true, though. You can't work at being cool. That's that. Special thanks to tonight's squad. Hillary Fordwich, thank you very much. And Matthew Foldy. Soon he'll be 39 someday. And Mercedes Schlepp, thank you very much. And Jason Nichols, the professor. We'll see you all back here again tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on the East Coast. That will continue to be 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time with us tonight, and have a great American night.
Okay, so I got to give a little shout out to Matthew Foldy, who's really dumb. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, quite the opposite. Foldy and I were at, I think the last time I saw him was at a wedding. I think it was last year. And there's a lot of things that I can say about Matthew Foldy and about how cool he is. And actually all of the panelists and Chris himself, like just really cool people. But one of the things that I sort of use to define whether someone or not is cool, because it is a relative term. That's the other thing. But I have a lot of respect for someone who can engage in a healthy debate without bringing their ego into it, without this sort of, anger and rage, without condescension, with just, hey, I have an opinion. It's based on a set of facts. You also have an opinion that's different to me. So therefore, you probably have some different facts. You and I should go back and forth. We should learn and share with each other all the different facts about all these different things. I think actually our debate was about Joe Rogan. So, that sort of undermines my point a little bit. But Matthew Foldy is the kind of guy who will sit there and engage with you in a debate without vomiting their ego or his ego all over you. And that, I think, is super freaking cool. And I think it is an incredibly rare personality trait from people I've met in Washington, D.C. But we're going to pivot now. We're going to pivot to Greg Kelly Reports. I got so much time for Greg. Very cool guy, very funny. And today, Greg's going to talk to you about one of the uncoolest things happening in America right now. So take it away, Greg.
You don't have to be a political scientist to figure out that the Democrat deep state Biden administration plot against Trump and those phony indictments is not working. 100,000 people in the middle of deep blue New Jersey. They haven't voted Republican since what, 1984 for a president? Hasn't been a Republican governor there in a long time. So Donald Trump had a rally in Wildwood, New Jersey, and it was awesome. It was classic Trump with support. I haven't seen anything like this in America, really, only rarely. This is the biggest rally ever in New Jersey, and I think one of the top 3 or 4 in the country's history. And again, right in the middle of New Jersey, a solidly Democrat state. But maybe not this time. And it's surrounded by blue states. Maybe not this time. Check out these polls. Something amazing is happening. In Pennsylvania, there are 5 critical swing states where Donald Trump is leading. This is Siena College and the New York Times. These are big deal polls. In Arizona, President Trump leading by 7 points. Michigan, critical swing states. Georgia, these, and Nevada. This is wild. This is their worst nightmare. Oh my gosh, it's not working. No, it's not. And from President Trump, we heard what we need to hear about the issues, about the border, about Israel, and a new, very deserved insult for Joe Biden.
You could take the 10 worst presidents in the history of our country, add them up. The worst presidents, take them. Give me the 10 worst names. They haven't done the damage to our country that this total moron has done, okay? He's a moron.
It had to be said. He's not wrong. What else came from this rally? Ooh, Doug Burgum. He was there. Doug Burgum is the North Dakota governor. Unlike the South Dakota governor, he's on a roll. And I think there was a little bit of a clue that he just might be the next vice president of the United States.
Doug Burgum. Doug Burgum and Catherine, who's been, it's just an incredible couple. And you won't find anybody better than this gentleman in terms of his knowledge of, he made his money in technology, but he probably knows more about energy than anybody I know. So get ready for something, okay? Just get ready. But Doug Burgum has been incredible.
Get ready for something. Just get ready. I think Doug Burgum could be that man. What is he going to get ready for? Get ready? Get ready for something big? Who knows? But people like to read into things. Sometimes I do, too. All right. And there was plenty of humor. Is there anything wrong with humor? Some people in the fake news took this literally. They just don't understand. They don't understand him, and they don't understand us, and they don't understand the great movie Silence of the Lambs, also a book.
Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen a Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner as this poor doctor walked by. I'm about to have a friend for dinner, but Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. We have people that are being released into our country that we don't want in our country.
You'd be surprised. Fake news reporters. President Trump seemed to be endorsing a serial killer from a fictional. Just come on. We get his point. We understand. And the crowd was amazing. This is news. This is history. Every time the Obama drew a crowd, they love to remind us.
The cheering was deafening at this large Obama rally on Cleveland's lakefront.
A large rally on the grounds of a middle school here in Las Vegas. The president has addressed many large rallies over the course of the last month.
Oh, but that was Barack. And they love him. And they hate Trump. Oh, boy, do they hate him. And they love that he's going through this ordeal in the courthouse. It's just amazing how things work, right? They say God has a sense of humor, that all of this might just be helping him, is helping him. And the judge, what is the judge going to do? If you listen to the legal experts, and too many of them have been quiet, really, American Bar Association, state bar associations, this is outrageous what's happening. He should have recused himself. His daughter makes money from Democrats. The idea that he would throw this case out as it deserves to be thrown out, after the prosecution rests, the judge could just say, he's innocent. I've heard enough. I don't think that's ever going to happen because his daughter's got too much, riding on this. And there's Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen, not a smart man on his way. He loves this kind of moment, by the way. He loves the attention. We've been through it a million times. I have not yet read his testimony. I'll have more to say about it tomorrow. I did look at the courtroom sketches. One of the courtroom sketch artists knows what this guy looks like. And the other one, I don't know, working for the fake news, seems to make him look like Mr. Rogers. Okay, that is not Michael Cohen. So I haven't been through today's transcript. It's not officially out yet. I like to take my time and go through it just like I did with Stormy. I have something else to say about Stormy. But can I just tell you this thing about Michael Cohen? It's so fascinating. I met Michael Cohen about 10 years ago at a walkathon for St. Jude Hospital. I give Michael credit for doing that, raising the money. We all pitched in. Guess who else was there? Eric Trump. Eric Trump has always been devoted to St. Jude Children's Hospital. And again, Michael Cohen, thank you for walking. And there's me. But we walk across the bridge. And Michael Cohen the entire time is telling me, I'm going to be the mayor. I'm going to be the mayor of New York City. I can do it. I could do it. I'm like, he was talking like he was in fourth grade. Sorry, there's something really wrong with this man. All right? It just is.
And sticking with the theme of uncool person Michael Cohen, let's hear what Donald Trump Jr. has to say with Eric Bolling on The Balance.
Don, really good having you on. Very quickly, Michael Cohen, can you talk about it? Do you know him? I know him, and I know he wanted to be part of that administration.
I know him well. I was the guy in the campaign being like, can we please stop putting this guy on TV? And then some of your former colleagues, they'd call me, hey, did you request to put him on TV? I go, no, not even a little bit. Oh, he's that's the problem. Michael Cohen will do anything for fame. He wants to be out there on TV. That was always the thing. He felt scorned that he didn't become White House chief of staff, which is literally laughable. I mean, anyone who was there, who understood what was going on, that was never even on the table. So now he's, I guess, hawking a reality show and merch. So, that's the star witness, someone who literally lost his law license for lying. He's been referred back to the DOJ. I don't think Biden DOJ is going to do anything because they want him to be a star witness, against Trump in this political persecution. But the Republicans found 8 more instances, I believe, of him perjuring himself, literally lying before Congress. It's just a double standard. If I'd have done that in my 50 hours of testimony in their sham, Russia hoax trying to go after myself and my father, I'd be in prison right now. But he gets to be the star witness. So you're hearing the words of a literal convicted liar, someone who served time for doing these things. And yet in the media, no one even believes, he must be telling the truth now. I mean, he's lied about everything else throughout his life. You remember the history all too well. Never met a camera he didn't love. The problem is he was no good at it. So, I think, unfortunately, it's just a severe case of bitterness and Trump derangement syndrome and trying to milk what's left of, I guess, his 15 minutes just being an anti-Trumper. So I was just sort of following the testimony offhand in the background. And I mean, he actually comes off worse than Stormy Daniels, which is sort of hard to believe. But that was what we call, let's say, a major letdown for the prosecution and for the Democrat Party apparatus that's going after my father.
We did see Trump come out and fist bump at the break, so he must be happy about what's going on inside. Don Trump Jr., thank you for your time.
Alrighty, folks, that was your Newsmax Daily Podcast for Tuesday, May 14th. My name is Kay Smythe, filling in again for Tony Marino. I'll be back tomorrow. If you need me, you can catch me on Twitter, maybe. I don't really check it that often because I think it's pretty uncool. I think all social media is uncool. But I hope that you have the coolest day. And God bless.
News breaks every minute, every day. You need the app, the Newsmax app. Find it free on your smartphone store. Then watch us anytime, anywhere.
It's our America. We conquered it. We built it. Great values like honesty and fairness. Great courage. A great nation needs a free press. Newsmax is it. 30 million Americans regularly go to Newsmax when they really need to know. They watch Newsmax TV at home. On the free Newsmax app, they go to Newsmax.com. Start today. Newsmax is real news for real people.